So, the standard I've chosen to unpack this week is the Common Core Standard ELA Literacy 4.2. That is demonstrate command of the conventions of standard English, capitalization, punctuation, and spelling when writing, including things like the correct use of speech marks, and when to capitalize letters correctly, the use of commas and punctuation in speech marks, and the use of commas and coordinating conjunctions. So grammar mostly for ELA. I've chose this standard because even though I'm a grade 5 teacher, we actually teach grade 4 Triumphs, which is an American-based curriculum. My school unfortunately doesn't have actual curriculum, so I decided to use the Common Core standard that would be used in America for the textbooks that I use, which is the Triumphs grade 4 book. So the big ideas for this one, the verbs obviously demonstrate and your writing. So basically what it's asking you to do is demonstrate the conventions for capitalization, punctuation, and spelling. So punctuation obviously covers a lot, and this is mainly used within writing. So we're not really looking at reading or speaking skills here. We're mainly going to be looking at writing. And the big ideas are using capital letters correctly in a sentence and in speech marks. And the essential questions are we using punctuation and grammar correctly? So one in-person activity I would have for this would be, I would introduce the story with some dialogue. 2 students will read the dialogue, and then the teacher will then talk about, teacher being me, will then talk about using speech marks and ask the class how to correctly use speech marks, what are speech marks, and when are they used. A follow-up second activity that we could do with that would be to give the students a piece of text that has no punctuation in it at all. The students would then go through this text and they would have to add the punctuation to it. We then swap between the class. So this is probably going over more than one lesson. We'd use peer editing and feedback where students would look at other work and they'd either see what they'd missed or they'd try to add to it. And then at the end, we'd go through it as a class on the interactive whiteboard. Finally, for the online class, I'd probably do it very similarly, but I'd use Google Docs so that students can update their individual one in real time, and then they can swap the links with their peers, and their peers can edit it in a different color, which is fantastic and easy for me to see as it goes on. Ways to assess the student mastery. Each week, we would have a summative quiz on the week's work. Probably where I'd give them a text and ask them to add the punctuation to it. And then I'd also assign it for homework. And then I'd go through the homework to assess the mastery. So I think that covers everything. Thank you.